Aloha, everybody! Welcome back to Let's Play the Echoes of the Fae, the Fox's Trail. We are about to end this. I am finally ready to make my decision. Tiethia is the person I should talk to. After all, she's my client and she's the one paying the bill. Alright.
Lady Recall.
Is your doom. Please tell me you have useful news this time. I'm not in the mood for another friendly chat.
How about
Do
this?
you feel fear for your safety here? Have you run into any humans you knew in the war? I never said I fear for my safety. I can protect myself well enough. I simply fear what would happen for all the parties involved if someone lashed out at me. I doubt that would happen. Few other Leshen have managed to settle here peacefully. We can all make mistakes during the war, and we'll all try to move on and do as best we can. Thanks to the war, we all have some matter of rage buried deep within us. In some people, that rage is merely waiting for an opportunity to come out. I hope you're wrong about that. Anyway, I did come for a purpose. This will be difficult to explain. Do you want me to start at the beginning?
Explain yourself.
Just tell me. I need to know. Fulren, well, he is alive. He is not in the same form you knew as your son. Ever since the war ended, he has been living as the human named Edward Gulkin. What? You must be joking. Fulren's pretending to be human? I'm not sure how much you knew about this, but Fulren had a lot of sympathy for humans. During the war, he hated seeing them suffer and tried to protect them. And I wouldn't say he's pretending, at least that's not what he believes. He considers himself a human now as much as me. Now you call him a traitor. I see what this is. You must resent the Leshen like most other humans. You saw this assignment as a chance to mock my pain.
I've got this.
Please hear me out. I am telling the truth. You say he calls himself Edward Gulkin. That's the man who reported his death. He was human prisoner during the war. That was no fabrication, correct? Correct. Edward was one of Fulren's prisoners, so that's how they knew each other. And they got to know each other quite well, if you catch my drift. Fulren's bedding a human during the war? What is all this? You telling me? Like I said, your son was a friend of the humans. He even secretly helped a sister of the Korvakian church, Amelia Osborne, to help her fight the Leshen occupation. When the Irdun came to execute the human prisoners, Fulren tried to help Edward escape. An arrow caught Edward and killed him anyway. Fulren was devastated. He had lost his best friend and lover. He had turned against his own people. He hated looking at his own reflection. He went to Amelia at the Korvakian church for help. He begged her to give him a drop of the sacrament.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Preposterous. Why would a Leshen want that poison?
How about this?
Administered to the Leshen, the sacrament cuts him off permanently from the Fae. But that's what Fulren wanted. He used his ability to polymorph to take Edward's form, then he took the sacrament so that he could stay in that form forever. You know about Fulren's polymorphy. Of course, like I said, I'm not making this up. Very few people knew about that. He even tried to hide it from me. He was worried that the Irdun would try to abuse his power. I only kept it secret because he said that if I did not, he would never speak to me again. So you believe me now?
I don't know.
I don't know what to believe. Right, well, you have done your job, Lady Rikio. Here's your payment. Great, thanks. You know I hired you to find him? Yes. Once I learned the truth, he asked me not to tell you, but a job is a job. In that case, well done. Well, you
not
do
be
not.
fooled.
It is none of your concern, Lady Rikio. Our business.
You can't be serious.
That's it? Nothing else? Nothing you want to say? What do you expect from me, Lady Rikio? Would you have me rend my clothes and scream to Daeun in agony? It's just Edward didn't want me to tell you. I think he's just scared. He's still your son. There's that chance that. Do not attempt to mediate my son and me and my son, human. You gave me what I paid for. Now kindly leave my family alone. Fine. Goodbye then, I suppose. Yes, goodbye. Ugh, I don't like her. I shouldn't have told her. I should have just told her that Fulren was dead. Go home and tell Fulren what happened. Do I have to? I regret that decision. Okay, it's
So you
done.
did.
You've spoken to Tiethia, and I told her about Edward. I just couldn't going on thinking that her son was dead when he is right here. She take it more confused than angry, I think, which I take as a good sign. And did you get the promised
got
world
this.
right
I
here?
appreciate that.
Thank you for not spending it all as soon as you had the chance. I'll get this deposited in our account right away and close the books on this case. Expenses you could think of. One of our witnesses was at the Winter Palace, so we might be able to count on our drinks. Did you itemize this client? She really wasn't in the mood to receive an invoice.
Quite
Then we can't
disappointing.
expense anything in the books.
I give
Damn
up.
it. Well, it hardly matters. We're set for over a month. After only a little over 2 days of work. Seems like an easy job after all. Easy for us, perhaps. But consider all the old wounds we may have opened up. Isn't that what we do? Don't know. Exposing cheaters and tracking down debtors feels a lot more victimless than this. We're paid to find a lesson, and we
What's
found
the
none.
problem?
And we reported our findings as usual, as unusual
So
as
you
they
did.
were. So that's it? You're satisfied with how everything went down? No, I'm not. No, the whole thing makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I still need to
How
talk
should
to
we
Edward
proceed?
about what. Need him to let to know how things went with Tiethia. He deserves to hear it from me. It's the least I can do for Edward after upending his world. Hopefully he understands. I don't like this. I may just go back and redo my choices here. You can do it, Daniel. No, I said you can. I didn't say you can't.
Tiatha Ir Adik, correct? You were Fulren's mother.
And you.
I'm very sorry about what happened to your son. I wanted to speak to you, but
But instead you ran away and hid. From everyone. From your own mother.
I
didn't want to believe it. I probably wouldn't have if you had tried to see me in this absurd disguise. But your voice. I recognize your voice.
You must be mistaken. You're still grieving. People can convince themselves of ridiculous lies when grief drives them to...
Like you? Is that what happened to you during the war? You've always been such a compassionate person. I admire that in you. But empathy is not always practical. And in this case, drove you to madness.
There we go. Run and jump. There you go, baby.
It grieved you to watch so many people die in the Long War, humans and Leshen alike. So you adopted some strange notion.
You're not making any sense. Please.
Oh, Thorin. My Thorin. You have been scared. I understand that. But
I said get... You say you forgive me? For what? The only thing that shames me is the time I spent with other Leshen, helping them oppress or slaughter the humans.
We all desire peace, and I am glad that the bloodshed has slowed. But you can't. We are children of Dune. The Fae flows through us. Look at this house you live in. There is a Fae-powered generator under the floorboards. These lights shining above your head. They are illuminated by some mangled limb of Fae energy. This is not how Dune wants the Fae to be used. For as long as they're able, humans will abuse the Fae to their liking, and even harm themselves in the process. It is our duty to keep their abuse in check.
Are you finished?
I just want you to remember why.
Yes, I remember. I may wear a different face now, but these are the same ears that have heard your lectures 100 times over, and they mean even less to me now than they ever did before. Humans can do whatever they want to the Fae, as long as they don't use it to hurt anyone else. I don't give a shit. Who's to say they're abusing it any more than the Leshen? Especially when the Leshen use the Fae to slaughter thousands upon thousands of people.
I understand that you lost someone you cared about. This Edward Gulkin. That didn't happen.
You know better than anyone. The Ear Dune don't negotiate.
Not with traitors. Besides, your chances certainly would have been better than fleeing like a coward. The result?
No, you're wrong. I was a coward, but not at that moment. I was a coward for the years I remained in the military, thinking that I needed to provide for my city. The brave thing to do would have been to flee years ago.
You can't mean that.
Maybe not, but not for the reason you want to believe.
Help me understand.
You knew I never wanted to fight. You knew I hated the war, even before I enlisted. But I did it for Attic. I did it because of my friends and family there. That's why I enlisted. But that's not why I stayed. I stayed for the humans. I stayed to protect them, to give them everything that I could. Every piece of gold I got from the army, I gave to them. It was the only way I could make up for what we were doing to them.
This is nonsense. You're just...
And in the last year, when everything began to fall apart, I only stayed for Edward. I knew the war would be over. I hoped we could be together afterwards. But then your beloved Ear Dune robbed me of even that.
I'm sorry. You were lost and confused.
You would have killed him yourself. Then you would have tried to train me back into a proper Ear Dune soldier again. People died because of you. And even if you weren't the one who loosed an arrow that day, his blood is on your hands and all the Ear Dune who follow you. Get out now, Teotha, or I'll report you to the local authorities. I'm sure they'd love to hear some of the details of your past.
Are you threatening to betray your...
You are not my mother.
Yes, perhaps you are right. For you are no son of mine. I wanted to believe that grief had driven you to do something unreasonable. I would have forgiven you. Maybe even, but you are now trapped in this miserable shell of a human body. And you don't even... A Leshen who would drink the blood of an ancient corpse and sever his connection to the Fae. It is obscene. Yes, the Church ultimately did this to you. They got...
That's not relevant.
It's too late for me to punish you for your mistakes. But there is at least one place from which I could seek recompense.
No, please. Whatever.
Tell me, Edward, is there anything you can... I didn't think so.
Where'd you come from? I thought you might be here. I didn't see you just... What do I always say? I'm very resourceful? Didn't answer my question, but then again, you never do. When you get a chance, please drop off my house. It's news you can't tell me right here. There's something you should see. Thanks, I'll be there soon. Maybe I should warn the church? Oh, wrong thing. Yes, you can turn it off. No, thank you.
Let's just get this over with.
Okay, Inspector, what's so important that
Believe it or not.
It's not important necessarily, but I did want anyone here. You said it was good news. Good news for you, perhaps. Daniel, stop it right now. I am streaming. Leave me be. Okay? You want to play, you play. Yes, by yourself. I don't know what it means. Go on. First off, what I'm about to show you is highly secret. I'm only showing you because you were the person interested in this case, and I really need a second opinion from someone who knows more about the last.
Can you give me any more
Keep building
details?
this up, and I'm only going to be disappointed. Take a look at these wires from the Capitol. These are from Esternik. Can you give me the executive summary? 6 Leshen prisoners, 4 in the Capitol and 2 in Esternik, recanted. This is every single witness who implicated the Leshen Kira Alba as an Erdun conspirator. Wait, what are you saying? Kira Alba investigation has added every single one of the prisoners who informed on admitting the story was just that story. Hey, take a look at those wires. This information I gave you was false. I named Kira Alba as an Erdun supporter in order to receive preferential treatment from the Empire. Kira Alba does not exist, and she is not hiding from the border of
I don't believe
That's what it
it.
says. That's what they all say. Let me see another. The information I agree. Same thing. This is identical. The same exact words were spoken to 3 separate interrogators.
I can use
This
this.
is great news. I didn't free any Erdun.
This is really getting...
sure of that to begin with. Even I have my doubts. Once you told me this Kira Alba story came from a whole bunch of different sources. So now you're saying they all admitted it was fake? With the exact same one?
I hate to ask.
It doesn't add up.
It does seem a little odd. Look, I know I'm being called off of this investigation. The interrogators are naturally embarrassed and want this thing to be closed as fast as possible, but I can't help but think there's something strange going on. Yeah, this all seems a little odd. You have a Leshen friend. You are close to them. I'm close to one of them.
Maybe?
Maybe this was all part of their plan.
What?
Their plan? They knew they were going to be captured, and they came up with a plan to make the Empire run in circles for a few days. Maybe, but how did they coordinate it within spaces of 15 minutes, and why did they use the exact same phrases? It's a little too perfect. Even if they rehearsed it beforehand, and why would they do it? That's what I'm asking you. As I understand, Leshen can use magic to send messages over long distances. So you think that's what happened here? Some kind of distributed messages across multiple Leshen? I don't know. I have no idea how we would prove it either way. We're talking about something that should just be...
In the
there
meantime...
are plenty of records to look for. Records? The Empire kept very detailed records of every interrogation. All of these records were sent via wire. I assume. Can we regret this? What we just saw. I'll help you. You will? Listen. This is all very confusing to me. Maybe more also than my own case. But I think that's what I need.
Are you
I don't understand. I could use a bunch of paperwork and witness statements. Let me help you with this. It's probably way less complicated than everything I've been dealing with.
I think.
All the state starts up to show 2
Just
days
as I
ago.
thought.
Don't you think that's a little strange? Let's assume it's all a lie. What does that give us? A motive. I don't understand.
How about this?
Kira Alba isn't real. She's a fake Erdune agent made up by captive Leshen to keep everyone on. How? We had multiple independent reports that she existed, which were all suddenly retracted, so let's assume that was planned. Planned? Think of it this way. What if the Leshen wanted us to be focused on some agent who doesn't exist? They've all admitted that Kira Alba is a lie, she's not real. Why would several Leshen make up a story about an Erdune sympathizer alive and well in Vostek? I don't know, maybe they're just toying with me?
This is bigger than me or
Wait,
you.
You think that's what it is? You think that this is just the Leshen trying to undermine my efforts to keep the peace? Not directly. But what if this was just a distraction? What if this was some kind of feint to enable a rear Erdune agent to operate in the city under your nose? I don't follow. When all these statements came in about Kira Alba, you focused all your attention on finding her. What if that was the point? What if the Leshen created a ghost for you and anyone else in Vostek to follow while something else was happening right under your nose? And what was this something else? Inspector, come quick. Amelia, what's wrong? Patriarch Arkady and several parishioners have been taken hostage inside the church by an elf woman, Tiethia. Seem ahead of me on this, Sophia. What do you know? I knew she was mad at the Kervakian church, but I had no idea she'd actually do something like that.
You've got potential.
This is why it's a good thing you came to me before.
Any ideas?
Did you increase security at the church? Well, no, I increased patrols throughout the city. It's meant to into the overtime fund, but I had a few more help with what exactly? Sister Amelia, tell me what happened.
May Esther guide you.
Perhaps we are missing our objective, but just as often we can overshoot it. Stop! Ah, visitor. Progress for the sake of progress.
Some acts cannot be forgiven.
That is why you continued your horrific experiments to this
Open
day.
your mind.
Leshen, please let me assure you that the things you have heard about the church and your school is rather outdated. If you would please come back at another time. Experiments to try to lower my people to your level of your own? How disgusting. Don't believe you want to do this here in front of these people. The fact that you are still standing, let alone speaking, is a monument to a peaceful spirit of a god.
You don't understand.
I'm not afraid of any of you.
Oh.
Not sure Katie knew who she was, but I did. I fled while he was distracted. Her and slipped out the door just in time. She set the front of the church aflame. Sorry, did you say the front of the church? A wall of fire burst from the door. I could see it flickering through the windows. So it was at least 10 feet tall. There were a dozen people trapped in there with Patriarch. I don't know what the elf woman intends. Sounds like she wants
can't
to
be serious.
This is
Bad
bad.
news.
That sounds like an understatement to me. This is all my fault. If only I hadn't told her. Once again, Lady Rukov, you can cause a mess. I have to clean up. No, let me try.
You're trying that
You're not
again?
just gonna make things worse?
I've got this.
Didn't you just call me here because of my knowledge about the Leshen? I think I might be better at negotiating a hostage situation. I suppose I've never been good very good with Lesha. However, I can't hand this over to you. The church is an imperial land, and I have a duty to... I'll be the one going into the church to talk to her, though. Fine. You and your team should surround the church. There's a chance Tiethia isn't working alone. And even if she was at first, as we just discussed, she could have sent out a call for help to other reactionary Leshan. You think this could escalate? I hope not. I hope this is just the last dumb lashing out of a grieving woman. But I've been wrong about a lot of
Troubling.
things. Do you have a plan on how to get
Any
in? I
ideas?
was hoping you could help me with that. The front door can't be the only way in. There's a secret passageway in the back, but it can only be opened from the inside. Think Arcady would be able to get it open? Arcady doesn't know about it. Fantastic. Anything else? Some windows in the upstairs offices, but they're rather narrow. Perhaps you could squeeze through if you can get to them. That'll work. It will? I'm a good client.
I hate to ask you this,
Assemble my team.
but
Head over as soon as possible. I might want to get some help. Oh, Haramon could be useful here. Or I could bring Tiethia, her son. Surely he will know something that could take her down. And there's Viola Arstov. We should get the army involved. Not her. She's going to take the situation just as another reason to look down on me. Don't say that. You're going to help us solve this problem.
what next?
Okay, I'll get my people in the position.
I've got this.
If I screw up, Archimage, it sounds like I'm growing on you. Alright. We've got people to get. I knew she was going to go after the church, too. First, let's get our girlfriend.
Oh,
Sophia, you look rather pink.
My head
I have
is-
a problem. I can tell. Tyr Adich has taken hostage at the Kravakian church. It's Fulren's mother, isn't it? She's angry. I guess she wasn't happy with what you told her. I underestimate her xenophobia towards humans. She is not happy with her son's decision to live as Adward.
Without foresight,
Probably could have
death.
seen that coming. I did. I just hoped that her love for her son was more powerful than her distaste for humans. If I had known that her distaste was strong enough to make her take hostages. So what are you going to do? I don't know. I don't think Tiethia is beyond reach. I'm going to sneak into the church where the hostages are being held and try to talk her down. At the very least, buy some time for the city inspectors to come up with a plan. Shouldn't you be on your way then?
how about
Actually,
this?
I'd like your help. Really? Sure, I've served in the military. I saw combat at Honor Guard, but I'm not a fighter. I'm a private investigator. I'm upstairs, baby! Daniel! I'm upstairs! Okay. I know you can kick some ass. I suppose that's true. What's your plan? There's a secret entrance to the church, but it only opens up from the inside. I'm going to sneak through the window and open the door for you.
I've got
Just
this.
leave that to me.
Not under my
It's a
command.
highly dangerous situation I'm going to be walking into. I need all the facts. Upper floor window. I was a rock climber back in the east. I'd invite you to come along, but you're worried about the arm or the eye. I just don't see why both of us would have to scale the wall. Fine, I'll wait back at the entrance, so you'll help? If this gets out of hand, I'm going to have to come in no matter what with the troops. It puts all those hostages at risk, so I hope you can handle it. While I can't climb a church, you're right about one thing. I can kick some ass.
Nice.
Feel much better having you with me on this.
Indeed.
If you're ready, I'll grab my pistol and be on my way. Alright, one person down. More people to get. We need to get Edward and we need to get Haramon. Let's get Haramon first and then Edward on our way back. Oh, looks like I have no choice. Fine. But shouldn't you tell her son? Fine. Well, at least tell Hermon, okay? Let's go. Oh, I have to. Well, let's see if I can invite Hermon anyway. Fine. Meow. 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 This is it. I'm ready. Sneak in the church and confront Tiethia. Viola is waiting in the alley where Amelia says the secret passages. Let's go.
Sophia? Huh?
Anya? I didn't know you were here. I suppose I'm rescuing you. For all of this with Fallen, I thought an afternoon sermon might clear my head, but clearly that was a mistake. Where's Tiethia? How did you slip away?
She has gone crazy!
She's in the chapel, going through the church's records. I don't know what she's looking for. The others told me to stay quiet while I get them out.
How about this?
You're going for the secret passage. You know about that? Amelia escaped and told me everything. Told everyone outside about Tiethia. Lucas outside waiting with his people.
Thank Esther.
Amelia made out. I was afraid when I couldn't find her, she had been killed. If Tiethia has complied against anyone, has she hurt anyone? Just knocked out the patriarch. Was trying to stop her from going through the church records. She took him upstairs and locked him in the residential wing. Wait, Arcadia is upstairs? I think so. I didn't see him up there. Then again, I was in a kind of hurry. But that's something I'll worry about later. Can't undo what's been done.
How did you...
Wait, how did you get into the church window? Just trust me, come with me, help me with the secret passage. I wouldn't suggest you have everyone try to escape just yet. I'm trying to talk to Tiethia. Either calm her down or at least distract her. This will be your chance.
That's odd.
Why are you doing this? You never struck me as a very devout...
I've got this.
I'd rather clean out my masses than leave it to the Inspector Luca. Let's head out to the catacombs. Uh-oh. Do you think Tiethia will...
Hurry!
We need to move fast.
Can you give me any...
This leads outside? That's right. It's the one with the wooden panels. Blends right in. The Leshen never found it during the occupation. Or at least no Leshen who would care. Okay, push it a little further and we can leave it popped out.
Lady Rehov.
For excellent work, Sophia. I knew you would come
Oh.
through. Who's this? Anya, Commander Viola Ostrostov. Commander of the Imperial Army? Yes, but I'm not here on official business, not yet. Actually here to avoid the intervention of the army. Commissioned might have suggested I deploy to the city to handle this, but I didn't have time to seek their approval, so this falls under my discretion. My hope is that Sophia and I can get the situation
We
under
can
control.
do this.
So do I. Bring in the Imperials to the city proper, and you'll see more resistance than just a single Leshen. The country would not be happy about it.
Without foresight,
All the
death.
more reason to take care of Tiethia in a quick, efficient manner. You don't plan to kill her, do you? If it comes to that. I'd rather avoid it. A dead Leshen in Kravrakian Chapel is the last thing I want to end the job.
Indeed.
Fair enough. So we're not going to attack her, what's our plan? The real problem we have with the hostages. If we can't get Tiethia to stand down, we need to at least get them out. Viola and I will distract her while you get the hostages out of the church, Anya. Guide them through the sacred passage and lure them out.
You can count
I'll
on
do what I
me.
can, but then what? Either we manage to talk Tiethia down, or we're gonna have to find a way to disable her. Inspector Luca has men outside. He has the building surrounded. If we chase Tiethia out, there's a handful of former Imperial soldiers to take her into custody.
Not under my command.
I hope that Inspector Luca knows what it's doing.
I think.
Trust him, I think. So how powerful is Tiethia as a fire mage? Did Fulren ever mention anything about
It's
her?
not good.
I'm sorry, I haven't heard anything from the other fire magi, or particularly focus in Tana. So perhaps she'll let her guard down if we make her angry. Or get a blast of fire thrown our way. Are you ready for that? I actually happened a couple times during the occupation. Angry Leshen at a bar and got into fights. I was caught nearby. Wait, Angry Leshen's bar fights? I would pay just to see that. It wasn't as fun
Can
as
you
it
give
sounds.
me
So what
any
did it
more-
feel like? It's very warm, but not burning hot. It's the fact that these Leshens were just
Well-
hot. Something tells me that Tiethia will burn a lot harder. Indeed. So, Sophia, which one of us is going to talk to her first? You're willing to do it?
I won't let
I was
that stop
appointed to
me.
protect this region. This is the first chance I've even get to try.
You with me?
What will you say to her? You'll tell her how foolish she's being. There's nothing for her here. And there's no reason to stir up passions between her son chose our people over her fanaticism. And if this isn't a wake-up call, then what is?
Never thought I would be facing a fire magi again so soon.
If anything goes wrong, I'll have your...
Yes! Daniel, I'm up here, bud. Hold on, guys. Hopefully no more interruptions. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I am determined to finish this game. If anything goes wrong, I'll have your... Before I can finish, Viola reaches up and grabs my head. She pulls my face, presses her lips towards mine. Yes! I got them together. I'm so happy. What is she doing?
If anything happens out there, I don't want to regret how long I've kept myself from, well, expressing myself.
Oh.
Wow.
It's just motivation. I already want more, but that means I have to come back alive.
That's a hell of a motivation.
Yep.
Well...
Really? You two are doing this right now?
You don't like it.
What did I tell you? I'm not interested.
You're missing out. I seem to have flustered your friend. Maybe when she sees me out there, she'll change her mind.
Be safe, Viola.
Don't worry, Sophia. I'm coming back for more. Stand down, Tiamat, you're at it.
Stop it!
Who the hell are you?
Commander Viola Aristov, Imperial Army.
Just as I suspected. The very first sign of discord, the humans return to their barbarism. They call in the soldiers and declare war in their own cities.
I'm not here on behalf of the army. I'm here on my own accord to stop something from getting out of hand.
You humans.
You're already out of hand, Commander. My son has been taken away from me by these zealots here.
The people who weren't even in Vrosk until after the war.
Whether or not they were any so-called official Kavakians in this city is irrelevant. Fulren fell in with their adherents and they corrupted him. They planted ideas in his head that never went away.
What kind of ideas? Don't play games with me.
Stand down, Tiamat.
Stop it!
Who the hell are you? Commander Viola Aristov, Imperial Army. Just as I suspected. Oh.
Here's the situation.
How did Fulren become so far
Weakened
gone?
him, turned him against his own people, and caused him to sever his connection to Fae. How could he think he could ever be human? Who is he fooling calling himself?
Listen, I don't understand a word of it either. Aleshin becoming human seems like nonsense to me. But you're not going to find answers about that here. You're going to have to talk with your son.
You humans.
This is where it happened. These people cut him off from the Fae. They took from his people.
At Fulren's request, if I understand things correctly.
But why did he make that request?
Again, there's nothing here to explain that. As I understand it, he fell in love, and then your people killed the man he loved. He didn't want to be joined with them anymore. Maybe it's not that hard to explain.
He said that, but he said more. He claimed he was never comfortable as a Leshen. The Fae was unpleasant, but what nonsense is that?
I didn't know your son. I don't know him now. I can only guess. But that doesn't sound like an idea that just now came to him. If you think he was brainwashed, if you think that something was done to him by agents of the Church, the Empire will investigate.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You're doubting your own story?
Doubting I can find evidence. Believe me, Commander. For I am certain that my son would not completely abandon the Fae without a reason.
Then stand down.
Stop it!
No, I've come this far. I have nothing more to lose.
Of course you have something to lose.
Your life.
Your life.
What?
Do you mean?
If you don't surrender, you die here. Surely you know that.
What makes you think you can defeat me?
I built my career on taking down Irdun.
Not very well. Leshen advanced on human territory up until last year of the war.
You took our land, but I made sure you paid for it with blood. You want to keep making that trade?
I should
Humans already took my son from me. I'll trade anything to take something from you.
You're gonna have to be faster next.
How?
You might be the most powerful fire mage in the West, but you haven't seen combat for years. Don't telegraph your spells.
Down! Get down, or I will...
I took care of it, Inspector.
How did you get in here, Commander?
You'll have to talk to Sophia about that. I took my chances. Sleshin's no soldier. Take her away, get her a doctor, and interrogate her. I don't think she was working alone.
Really?
Trust me, look into it. Sophia will help if you ask nicely.
Damn it!
I know this isn't what you planned.
It's not like
You
that.
want Tiethia to get hurt. She put herself in this position. Viola was just doing her job. Tiethia looks like she was going to attack. I suppose Viola stopped her. She didn't shoot to kill, which is interesting. I'm sure at that range,
Maybe?
maybe she felt a little mercy for her.
In the meantime,
She's also a very valuable asset to the Emperor alive, and a grieving mother, and a potential Irdun agent. Maybe.
you've got potential.
Listen, I'm just saying everything went down successfully. You and Viola disabled Tiethia and no one died. Still, Tiethia will be fine. You know how Leshen are. With good healing magic, she'll recover before the day is out. Don't beat yourself up. I'll try. Now what?
Edward?
Edward, we need to talk.
What now?
Sophia, I don't know if I want to talk to you right now.
Let's
I
see.
think you do. What do you mean? I didn't want to burden you with this until it was over. But you need to know what just happened. Tiethia took hostages in Karvakian church. I went in to try to fix the problem I clearly created.
I'm sorry.
She was shot by Inspector Luca before she could hurt anyone. A Leshen medic is seeing her now, and she'll be taken to her.
Alas.
I never expected her to go this far. She wanted her son back. She should have realized that was impossible. There's no more bad news. People know who you used to be
This isn't
because
what
you
I
told
thought.
me.
Hey!
This all blew up in my face because I didn't know how to handle it. Maybe I could have been more discreet. But if you had trusted me from the start, you were working for Tiethia, but I admit you may be right. I'm sorry I brought all this down on you. I suppose this incident seals my fate. The Empire is surely going to want to take me in for investigation.
I
I
think-
already talked to Luca. He wants to start an interview, but I'll be honest. I'm sure there will be more than that. The higher-ups in the military will want to reopen your Edward's file. And then there are the Golkins.
How unfortunate.
Taking Edward's identity was a mistake. I should have started anew. I should have put myself in a less dangerous position. I didn't want him to be dead. I wanted him to do all the things he said he wanted to do, and I thought if I took his place, I thought it would be what he would want. You were mourning, and I can't even imagine everything else you were going through with this decision.
Don't.
You should have thought it through. Now what happens? A military tribunal? Prison?
Keep
You're not
your
Edward
pants on.
served in the military. The tribunal doesn't have authority over you. Here's my hope. The last thing Empire wants right now is a widespread fear that Leshen spies have replaced humans, and we both know that idea is silly. No Leshen would choose to do what I did for the Irdun. It wouldn't make any sense. Make them understand that. Give the Empire a good reason for keeping your secret. Teach them about polymorphy. Tell them everything you know about Tiethia and the other Irdun sympathizers.
Never
Don't
mind.
really want to hurt them more than I already have. You're human now. Act like it. I suppose you're right. Don't know what will happen with Golkins. They are the wild card here. Don't want them to hate me. Fortunately, that's not up to you.
Anyway,
Fortunately, Luca knows about your past and will help you any way he can. I hope it is enough, but be well, New Alpha. Oh boy. Talk to Harriman. Okay. Just gonna run this way. And then run this way. Man, guys, we are almost at the end. I can feel it in my bones. I'm up here! I'm just finishing one quick thing and then I'll be right down. Sophia, you've been gone quite a while, trying to pick up a new case so soon.
What a mess.
Kiasia Erdech took hostages at the Kavake church. What? Don't worry, I took care of it. You took care of it? What does that mean? In the end, you were right. You probably shouldn't have taken the case. We learned about the interaction between magic and the tools of the church. I wouldn't discount that as invaluable information. And the gold was appreciated. Wait, now you're glad we did all this? Despite everything that happened, there is no undoing what has been done. I'm trying to be optimistic, Sophia. Would you always say that you want me to be more optimistic? Yes, but when you actually do, I start to feel weird about it. It's hard to think about any good that might come out of this case when we could have ruined Edward's life. I know he cuts a sympathetic figure, Sophia, but please remember he did bring this upon himself. Sealing himself from the Fae and living as a human? That is harmless, even if I cannot understand it. But he also stole the identity of a real person. He picked a rather conspicuous target, the son of a wealthy human family and a man who actually died in the event. He chose to fake his death.
This is not
None of
fair.
it was out of malice, but he can't take it back what he's done.
However,
Surely he didn't make the decision lightly. Not the decision to become human, but the decision to become Edward specifically. I don't know. I think he would have hoped to let him right in plain sight. And he says he wanted to honor Edward,
This could
no
have
matter
gone
what. I hope that man finds peace. I wish I'd been more like him during the war, more willing to stand up to my superiors, more willing to undermine the Irdun influence. I could have done so much more.
It's
You can't
not
beat
like
yourself
that.
up about what happened. I was on the other side and I didn't even realize how brutal the Irdun could be, killing prisoners, destroying an entire city. Even the worst anti-Leshan propaganda didn't reveal that much violence, so how could you know that what your people were up to? I saw enough of it. Until the immolation, I didn't realize how real it was. The Irdun weren't just whatever that word is, but also maniacs. And they manipulated us to serve for them. Somehow Fulren saw right through them. Whatever they did to me, they failed to do to him. I can't help but feel like I failed on some level. You didn't fail, you did the exact same thing I did. You fought for your people you were born into. The Empire certainly wasn't blameless during the war, but I signed up to be an officer like my family expected.
if we could change the past.
Yes. Well, you were born during the war. I am much older than you. I should have known better. And it was easier when I thought none of us were registered. I resisted when every one of us turned on the Irdun after the immolation, but now I realized some of us knew much better earlier.
I have my doubts.
Fulren wasn't like you. He wasn't like any Leshan I've met. That's what I don't understand. Why weren't more of us like him? He was miserable being who he was. That doesn't mean he was wrong. What was it you said a few minutes ago? There's no undoing what has been done? Aha, fair enough. I just have trouble reconciling that Fulren we have learned about Edward and we know, and myself. So I have a task for just one evening. How about this? We start this over. With your original perspective, we solved the case, we got our gold, and no one was hurt.
I
Thank you,
appreciate that.
Sophia. Now, based on what happened with the proceeds from our last case, I have already paid our rent for the next 2 months from the money Tietia gave us.
What?
Next 2 months? But I could be dead before that's over.
Please be
Please
careful.
don't joke about that. Sorry. We still have quite a bit left over after everything you've been through. I suppose you'll want to go out tonight. You better believe it. Well, if you haven't tired of my company. So is there anyone else? We didn't get along too well last time. We went to the tavern. Oh well, that is true. I know it's mostly my fault. When I need to let out some steam, I tend to let it out on you. Maybe I should make someone else the victim this time. Very well. Let me know if you change your mind. We know who we're taking. We know who we're taking. Find your date, right? It says find your date. Invite Viola. There it is. Invite Viola to the tavern. Because I am going to be in a relationship with her. I mean, my character is going to be in a relationship with her. I'm not in a relationship with her, obviously. Who's ready for some girl-on-girl action? I am! It might be fun to unwind with Viola. Should I invite? Yeah. Okay, Viola it is. Wait, what? But I invited her. What? Oh, meet her at the tavern. Running. Walk. Running. There we go.
I like it.
I admit that I was a little worried I wouldn't see you again. Really? Sometimes I have trouble reading people. I wasn't sure if you approved of what happened in the church. You seemed as if you would like it, but I was afraid I was just being hopeful, and I liked it. It was the best thing to come out of this whole mess. Good, I'm glad I wasn't wrong.
That's cute.
Even back during the Honor Guard Commission hearings, I remember thinking that you were very attractive. I had a lot going on, and of course, I had no way of acting on it without getting myself into even more trouble. Yes! Alright, hold on! Alright guys, looks like I'll have to end it in the next episode. If you liked it, hit that like button. Please comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Bye!